Hello fellow YouTubers, LegWC Stop Motioner here. Welcome to viewers new and old. And today I finally have the APC Toys Night Countess or Transformers Prime Airachnid. I'm really looking forward to this because as we all know, the original Airachnid figure was really terrible. So APC Toys went ahead and based a figure on a custom that someone did, which I'm a little iffy on the fact that they did that, but I mean, it yielded great results. And it says, welcome to Dark Forest. Sounds like they were planning for this to be released around Halloween time. Get some nice artwork. There she is on the side. So, without further ado, let's get into this. I've been really looking forward to this one. It's interesting how this box is vertical because the other ones I have had horizontal with the artwork and everything anyway. Oh boy. Huh, she didn't have a cover. Interesting. Oh, there she is. All right, this is going to be really awesome. So, let's get into it. Okay guys, so it's only about almost 8 months later after that video you just saw where I was actually still in my old house. Yeah. I just haven't gotten around to reviewing this figure, but since I recently got around to ordering the APC Toys Cliff Jumper, I really needed to get this thing reviewed. So, Airachnid, in her helicopter mode. It's a little bulky. I don't mind that too much though, because the other two Airachnid figures have decent helicopter modes, but horrible robot modes. So if that means we just have to get a decent helicopter mode for a really good robot mode, I'll take it. Have a nice purple cockpit there. You got the propellers, that's the blades that spin. Another thing is that, unlike on the original figure, they were all purple, which looked kind of weird. Here they're nice and black with some purple throughout. And naturally there is some robot kibble underneath, but it's really not bad at all. Here's her head. I think it still cleans up pretty well, all things considered. So for some comparisons, of course this is not really a fair comparison with RC, who's a motorcycle, an oversized motorcycle. But they're rivals, so I had to do this. Yeah, naturally RC is a lot bigger. Although the question is RC an oversized motorcycle, or are all the other figures undersized? Think about that. And then here we have her with the Legion class Airachnid. This is the only other version of the character that I have. And yeah, I mean, helicopter mode is pretty good, but robot mode is just no. So I think that pretty much covers the helicopter mode. I know that was kind of quick, but I just don't have as much to say about it. It's really nice. I like helicopter Transformers. It's just I don't have a whole lot to say on this mode. I think it does everything it's supposed to do, though. So I'm not going to complain. So now we'll get on to her spider mode. Okay, so first off, I'm just going to go ahead, remove the blades, set them off to the side, untab this, just kind of free it out, just fold it down like this. Do the same thing on this side. Just go ahead, split the legs. They tab in down here and up here. That's a lot tighter. Just go ahead and stick these things up. Now be careful here. I really wasn't paying too much attention when I was messing with this the other day, and I kind of busted up the tabs right here for this to tap into. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. I cracked it. Thankfully it's not too crucial because there's a tab in the front here, but just be careful with that. And same on this side. Okay. Now, go ahead and, of course, we can rotate this around, fold this up, fold this down. And go ahead, fold this up, and then rotate it around, fold it forward. And then go ahead, there's just, we want to angle this up, and this purple part will just tab into right there. It's not super secure, you really have to apply some force to it to make it stay. Then go ahead and fold the arms out. It's on double hinge, just make sure you get that straightened out. Go ahead and fold this down, there's a tab right here, and it'll plug in there, like that. Now we're almost there for robot mode, but showing the spider mode first. So go ahead, just grab this right here like this, fold it up, and then go ahead, tab it together. And then you just, as far as I know, these don't really tab in, they just kind of rest there, so just something like that. And then I'm going to fold those down. Then basically what you're going to do, you get these extra legs right here. Just kind of fold them out. And there's a port right here, if it'll focus on it. There's a port right here, it just plugs in right here. Let's just kind of get that into place. Then do the same on the other side. Just plug it in. Then just get everything straightened out the way you like it. Right, I'll get her straightened out, then we'll come back. Okay, so here we have Airachnid in her spider mode. Now this is nice because no other version of the character that they've made has even tried to pull this off. It could barely pull off two modes. They pulled off one mode. They just could not pull off the robot mode. I'm not gonna go too in detail about this since it's mostly just the robot mode with the legs folded up and spider legs attached to it. You get some movement in these. They're all on this joint right here. Then you get this here and then right here like that. And then the legs just kind of form the abdomen section. Little hard to get her to stand, but again, I won't complain just because it's crazy that we even got a spider mode for her. I really appreciate that. So now we'll go ahead and move on to the robot mode. And then from here to robot mode, obviously there's not a whole lot going on. Just go ahead, remove these spider legs, set them off to the side. Go ahead, disconnect the legs, fold them down, and they tab in. Like this, and then just straighten the heels out. And just kind of fold these skirt pieces to the back. Then take the blades, and then you just untab all of them, and they can't bend back. Come on, this thing's having a hard time focusing. They can't bend back here, but come on. With the little pointy part, they can bend forward. So just go ahead and do that for all of these. And then just attach it to her back. So if you don't really care about the spider mode, technically there isn't really parts forming between robot and helicopter mode. You can just go ahead and position the blades to be like the back legs and they're good. And there we have Airachnid in her robot mode. And I really like this robot mode. After all this time, this character finally gets a proper robot mode. First off, her Maleficent head sculpt. Really nice. I like the paintwork, the purple eyes, purple lips, gold highlights. It isn't light piped, but I don't really care about that too much. Sculpt work all around is really good. Are those supposed to look like spider eyes? That's kind of the impression I get. It's like Tarantulas and Black Arachnia had that. I don't know. But lots of black and purple, gold highlights here and there. And she's got the heels that can help her stand. And she's got the spider legs on her back, which are articulated. You can rotate it, or you can bend it right here at the ball joint here. You got some movement here. Very pointy at the tips. This figure is very pointy. She's actually got proper hands. The original had big holes in her hands. And she cleans up fairly well. So yeah, very nice. So for a comparison, here she is once again with RC. And scale here, I'm pretty happy with. I think she is supposed to be a little taller than RC. The only thing is that she is not in scale with the rest of the cast. She is taller than Breakdown at the head, and that is not accurate. But it just a compromises had to be made to make this thing a proper action figure. Maybe APC Toys will oversize this guy at some point. I don't know. I don't really care. I really like this figure, but. And here she is with the Legion class. Remember, I had this figure, and I never liked it very much, even before I started doing reviews and trying to be a little more critical. I never was a huge fan of this figure. And then when I found out the deluxe was even worse, oh boy. I know I shouldn't be too critical of it because it's but these were like $6, $5 at the time. So it's a very cheap little figure, but this was during the time that Legion class and at the time Commander class were pretty decent little figures. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of this thing. I'm glad we have a more proper Airachnid now. On the topic of this, I need to revisit these smaller figures someday. Just do a whole like extravaganza video for them. These are very integral in me getting into Transformers. Not this particular figure, just this line in general. So for the articulation, head is on a ball joint. Can look up, has a very scary neck. Can look down, side to side. Can look right and left. Shoulders are going to be a little problematic because she's got these panels on them and they just collide with the kibble. They are on ball joints though. You get some outward movement like that. You get a ball joint at the elbow so it can turn. And thanks to transformation, you have a double jointed elbow, so that's really nice. The hands are on ball joints, so you get some all around movement there. And there isn't a waist, but there's kind of an ab rotation, I guess. So you get some movement there. Can't really bend forward, but it's still nice to have. It can rotate. Then legs can kick forward that far and back about that far, provided you get the kibble out of the way. It can go out to the side. You get a thigh rotation. You get a knee bend, and you can move the heels. So overall, the articulation is a little hindered. I don't mind too much though. I still feel like it has pretty much everything I need. And for something I'm primarily going to display, I'm good with it. So let's see. I covered both alt modes, the transformations, the robot mode, posability, comparisons. I think that about does it for this figure. So I'll go ahead and stick her on the display. Okay, so there's Airachnid with my Prime Decepticons display. And as you can see, she is not the right size. But again, I'm not too upset about it because I still really like how the robot mode looks. So I'll let that slide. So in terms of if I recommend this figure, definitely. If you've been wanting a good Airachnid for your Prime display, I definitely think you should get this figure. It's not very expensive. You can still get it on like eBay and TF Safari. Helicopter mode is really nice. The spider mode, it's not like amazing, but I'm just so happy that we finally have it. And robot mode, I really like how it looks. Great coloration, great sculpt, decent posability. And transformation, it's not too bad. It's a little painful in some areas, literally just because of how pointy this thing is. But yes, I definitely recommend this figure. More so than, even if this isn't necessarily my favorite APC figure, this is one that I really recommend more so just because there isn't a good alternative. I'd say the same for Megatron also. But with ones like Optimus, Cliffjumper, and Bulkhead, even if the paint jobs are better on them, the best thing about them is that it's just nice to get them for a cheaper price. Whereas with Airachnid, you really don't have any other good options. So without a doubt, I recommend this figure. Of course, that's just what I think of the figure. As always, please be sure to comment down below what you think of the figure. And if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and God bless.